loungers. I don't know what the hell that was last night, child, okay? But Stargate, okay, done gave us another epic non-receipt show, okay? And I definitely want to get into all of these shenanigans today, okay? This shit was absolutely nuts. It was crazy. It was a bunch of filibustering. It was a bunch of lying. It was a bunch of putting stuff together. It was a bunch of hoping and praying that everybody's just going to go with whatever they say. And child, I got to talk about this today. I just thought this shit was hilarious. Okay. Of course, we got called the ER and all those other things. And we're definitely going to get into all that stuff as well. And we're going to get into breaking the culture's actual excuse for what she intends on doing with these alleged receipts that we were supposed to get, according to her, 2 or 3 weeks ago now at this point. Okay. So it is just amazing how that show went. I want to say shout out to Shakin Ra for staying out of the bullshit for as long as he could. He did attempt to go up there at some point, and but he didn't stay super long. And they both kind of just dropped out of the show without speaking or saying anything. So either way, we're going to get into all this bullshit and all these shenanigans today. We're also, guys, going to get into how to file and start a civil action against somebody in the state of Delaware. That way, everybody is fully in understanding of how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys those full instructions this morning, and then we're going to get into all this craziness. But child, this shit was hilarious, okay? So we are definitely going to get into the fuckery this morning. Let's get into it, guys. All right, guys. So I just thought this shit was hilarious, okay? And I had to do a reaction show to this bullshit today. Now, I'm probably going to play only certain parts of the audio of the video, okay? I'm going to play the audio part, but I am going to we are going to go over in full these damn receipts, okay? Now, we're not going to go over the stuff that, Stargate already showed us and already tried to claim was some receipt, okay? Like the Me and Mine's receipts, for instance, and some of that stuff. But we're going to go over these Teresa receipts, the Redbone receipts. We're going to go over the drama receipts, okay? And we're definitely going to go over Breaking the Culture's receipts as well, okay? Because I really think it's important to get full context of what we saw, what happened. And I love the fact that Stargate does not take her shows down, okay? So we can actually go back and look at everything and then, analyze what these receipts said, who said what, and how, right? And then, what's missing in between there. Because to me, with Breaking the Culture's receipts, once again, with her history of doing this kind of stuff, and then what I saw, it looked like there was a lot of stuff missing, okay? And I'm going to pull those parts out. And again, like I said, I know what she said as an excuse for this. But yeah, we're going to go over all of that stuff because that was a sorry ass fucking excuse for what, she had presented to us to begin with. Okay. But first, before we do that, let me go ahead and present my screen. Grand Rising, Miss Murph. I appreciate you for being in the building and everybody that is in the clouds as well. Make sure that you guys do hit the like button on the way in. And we are going to go ahead and share my screen. So bear with me just a moment. And again, we're going to talk about this morning how to start a civil action in the Justice of the Peace Courts in the state of Delaware. Okay. Now, if you're looking to do a civil action in Delaware, there's a few things that you would go through. Okay. Depending on what's happening and depending on who the person is and what your relation is to the person, would depend on what court you would use, okay? Now, civil actions go through a couple of different courts in the state of Delaware. One of them is family court, so that would be obviously for someone who has children with somebody, somebody who's married, or somebody who's living in the same house, or a family member of some sort. Okay. Also, juvenile courts go through the family court as well, whereas children are booked for different things. They'll go through family court to do that. Um, if it comes to like civil cases that are involving a monetary value, you would go through Justice of the Peace Court, or you can go through Court of Common Pleas, depending on what the issue is. Okay. Or you can go to federal court, right? If you wanted to file on a federal level. So let's talk about the civil actions in the Justice of the Peace Courts. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that you would need to know on how do I know what type of claim to file. Okay. So there's various types of claims that you can file in the state of Delaware in regards to civil actions. I will leave that for you guys to read on your own. Okay. And then it says, how much can the claim be for? You can claim up to $25,000 in the Justice of the Peace Courts or one of the civil courts in Delaware. Okay. Do you need an attorney? You don't necessarily need an attorney, but it would be best if you were unfamiliar with legal issues and procedures in your case, that you would want to consider consulting with an attorney so that you know what you're talking about and you're not saying stuff like, I want the courts to process this person, okay, because I don't know where they are. Like that, you might want to consult with an attorney over that. You can also find an attorney here in Delaware by contacting Legal Help Link, okay? And they will actually find you, some type of attorney, depending on your income or depending on whatever the case may be. And lawyers and banks is what Delaware is. You will find an attorney for whatever you need in the state of Delaware. You will, okay? Trust me. Lawyers and banks is what Delaware is made of, okay? So yes, you will definitely find an attorney out here. Somebody's going to help you, okay? And then if you also needed free legal assistance, they have Legal Aid Society out here and some other stuff like that too, if you really did need that assistance, okay? Let's see. Now, this is another thing that you can learn because the Delaware courts actually give you information on how to name a defendant, okay? So it is very important to name the defendant correctly so that you will be able to collect from the party or parties whose name is exactly the same as the name that appears on your claim, okay? Keep in mind, you have to have a claim first before you're just talking about processing this person. The courts are looking for them. No, they have to you have to file this claim before any of that stuff happens, okay? So if you're suing an individual, you want to make sure that you have his or her first, last name, middle initial if known, and, and therefore. If you're suing a business owned by one person, you must write both the owner and the company name, and you should also name the owner as the individual to increase your chances of collecting if you win, okay? And then you want to write letters as doing business as, or whatever the case may be, between the name of the owner and the company name if the owner is doing business under a fictitious name, okay? So that's just something you want to do. If you are suing both a husband and a wife, you want to write both their full names, for example, John Doe and Mary Doe, okay? And they will be served separately. But again, you have to file before they are processed, okay? If you are suing a corporation, you should write the name of the corporation as an example, John's Donuts, okay? If a corporation owns a division or subsidiary, it should be written as in the following example, Doe Corporation doing business as John's Donuts, okay? So these are some things that the Delaware courts will give you some guidelines on as far as self-help in regards to filing a civil lawsuit. Now, let's talk about how to locate a person or business, okay? And let's see if the courts locate these people for you, all right? Now, it's important that you have the correct name and address of the defendant so that the court can serve them with notice that they are being sued. So, again, the court is telling you that you are responsible for knowing the correct name and address of the defendant so that the court can serve these people. Not the court is going to look for them for you. They are going to search for them. They are going to process serve them. No, you have to have the correct information in order for them to serve. Okay. Now, street addresses are preferable to post office boxes. That doesn't mean that you cannot send something to a post office box. It's just preferable. Okay. For a summary possession action, you must have the address of the rental unit. So if this is a rental place that you're doing, then this would be something that you would have to have. Locating a person, okay? If you can't find the person you want to sue, you may find the following information helpful in locating them. If the person has moved, address an envelope to him or her at his or her last known address. Several spaces below your return address, write address service requested. If the post office has a change of address for the person, the post office will take the following steps. Okay. Month 1 through 12, piece forwarded, separate notice of new address provided to sender. Months 13 through 18, piece returned with new address attached. Month 18, piece returned with reason for non-delivery attached. Okay. So these are ways that the court is giving you as a guide on how to locate a person if you claim you can't find them. Okay. We also went over what is accepted as last known address with the courts and so forth. Okay. So if you actually have a material address for a person, you can give this to the court as the last known address. Okay. And then again, there is some other information on how to find people in the state of Delaware, here in Newcastle County, Kent, and Sussex County. Okay. And then also for businesses, sole proprietorships, and partnerships, here is also more information on how to find that. Okay. Now, filling out and filing the complaint. To start an action, you must fill out a complaint. Okay. You cannot go and the court is looking for them first. You have to file first. Okay. Before filling out your complaint, you should, number one, determine the type that you want to file, okay, of your claim to be and the amount of your claim can be handled in the justice of the peace court. If so, you should be sure to remember which type of claim you have, as this will be important in filling out the complaint. Obtain and use the correct name. How to say, and then I just showed you guys how to get the correct address and so forth of the defendant. Determine whether anyone other than the defendant needs to be named for service. Okay, so you got to do that. And then you want to obtain a complaint form, civil form number 1. Now see, there is a blue highlight here, which clearly shows that you can get this online. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys that form. So this is the form right here. Okay, and you can fill this form out. And this is what you would need in order to fill this out. I'm pretty sure AAS and Breaking the Culture, this is your first time seeing this paperwork. Okay. Now let's go ahead and finish up what we were talking about. All right. So you can fill out the form, and the form may be obtained at any JP court, civil court, or may be downloaded. Okay. So as I just showed you guys, you can actually download it. Okay. In addition, an interactive complaint form may also be accessed here. Let me show you guys that, okay? I just want to go show you guys how within 2 months you should be able to have such a case filed, okay? It's not difficult to file such a case because there are actually interactive forms here online as well, okay? Let's go ahead and go back to this. And I just wanted to show you guys that so that you guys, we are all in understanding that how this is not this extra super difficult thing if you really wanted to file a civil case. Okay. So now that you're ready to fill out the complaint, what you'd want to do is the same form is used for all types of civil complaints. However, there are specific statutory requirements as to what must be included for some types of actions. In addition, like landlord-tenant summary possessions, there are also specific notice requirements which must be met by those landlords. Okay, so those are things and for those particular things. Okay, and here's some following examples of complaints that are available. Okay. And then after you have completed the complaint, if you are using a complainant form that you obtained online, you should make 4 copies of the complaint and any attachments. You should retain 1 copy for your records and take or mail the original plus 3 copies along with the filing fee to the courts. Let's look up what the filing fees are. Now, keep in mind, as it said, you can mail this to the court as well. This is not just something that, has to be sent directly to the court by in person. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at what some of these fees are here, because I'm kind of looking for, there's just debt claims and there's just all kinds of stuff. Distress for rent, execution, wage attachments. Motion to vacate a non-suit judgment, service of writs, subpoena is $10. Like, but you'd have to kind of go through here. But either way, I don't see any fees for $50 except for the replevin claims, third, fourth, fifth party action, and the filing fee for replevin action, which was $55. And then we've got a landlord-tenant appeal to 3-judge court for $60. We've got a distress for rent claim and distress for rent. Those are $60. So I'm not really sure where you got the $50 that you needed to pay, and AAS, gave you that for that, because we're looking at the fees now, and I'm not seeing that. Okay. So anyway, I will put a link to this in my description box for those in the back that will need a list of court fees and filings menu. And there is actually fees and filings menus for every single court here. So we've got Supreme Court, we've got Court of Chancery, Superior Court, Family Court, Court of Common Pleas, and Justice of the Peace Court's fees. Okay. So that just goes for that, and again, I just wanted to kind of share a little bit with you guys of how that goes, because, we are being told here that we are going to court, okay, and that we're being sued, and, all this stuff is happening. And before, anybody kind of, trips over themselves anymore, I just wanted to give you some instructions on how to do that. You can also hit me up, right? Because I'm pretty sure you may need the money at this point, since, you've spent, obviously, AAS's money. I will be more than happy to send you the filing fee so that you can actually file, and then we have an actual civil case in the courts, okay? Let's go ahead and look real quick today just to confirm if there is, in fact, a case that has been filed today, okay? We did look yesterday. We wanted to confirm yesterday. And it turned out that there wasn't anything yesterday, okay? So we're going to look today, all right? Let me go ahead and share my screen one more time, and then we're going to get into the fuckery from last night. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's in the clouds. Appreciate you guys. Make sure that you guys do hit the like button on the way in. All right, guys, so we are here. We're going to go ahead and access Court Connect again on the Delaware Courts Judicial Branch, okay? And we are, again, on the Delaware Courts Judicial Branch, State of Delaware, Delaware Courts. We're going to search by name. We're going to accept. Everybody's watching, right? Because remember, we have this, she can't speak to me on the same panel and all this other stuff. And she is such a wonderful person and never lies to us, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look and see again if Andrea Garrison has finally submitted a case with the state of Delaware against Tanisha Price. No, ma'am. No records found as of today. Still on Friday, June 16th, 2023. We do not have a case for Andrea Garrison. So I think everybody is pretty satisfied with that at this point. And, we're going to go ahead and go from there. And eventually we'll just kind of look it up as we go along and over time, because we definitely, want to make sure that we're keeping up with this and that we are not, missing out on going to court, and we don't got no capiases on our asses. Okay, so shout out to that, and yep, we're going to get, we'll just keep up with that as we go along. Appreciate you, Muslim, for being in the building. Shout out to you. You said Black Lounge Divine, Miss Murph, Grand Rising. Appreciate you. Hey, Teresa, I appreciate you being in the building. We're about to get into this non-receipt show about you and Redbone and drama and all that shit in just a few minutes, because I thought that shit was like lackluster. It was crazy. It was nonsense. It was a waste of our time. It was a slap in our face. Yeah, and I thought it was just crazy. So we're going to get into all of that shit. Stephanie, hey, Stephanie, I appreciate you being in the building. You say, yeah, that shit ain't hard, right? Like, it's not that hard to file a civil case in the state of Delaware. Like, if you really wanted to do it and you really wanted to get it done, especially considering that my new bestie let me know that this was something that she claimed she did 2 months ago. Also, according to this email with Nikki and stuff that she claimed, that was also a couple months ago, she hasn't filed any goddamn thing against me, unless she did and then removed it, right? Took it out, but it's not there now. Okay, so yeah, that'll be a new narrative that they'll spin though. Yeah, I did do it, but I took it out so I could refile the proper way. What's up, keeping it plain? I appreciate you being in the building. You said hello, T Pre and chat. 2 months, girl. Yes, she claimed that she did this 2 months ago to Ray, and yeah, she hasn't been successful yet. Like, girl, if you don't stop and get out my face, girl. You said, damn, my opinion. You said 2 motherfucking minutes. Okay, it does not take long to literally pull up that case paperwork and fill it out and mail it back. Like, how hard is that? You could do that in the same day. So I don't know if you missed Starbird's receipt show from last night, but we are definitely going to go over this crap. We're going to go over the receipts themselves. I do have some audio parts of this I want you guys to hear, and we'll just kind of go over, but not much, right? Because both of them give me a headache, to be honest, listening to them. Especially breaking when you know she's just lying. You know what I mean? Like, when you know this girl is lying and she's just talking, it's just irritating, to just listen to that. Star too, and Star is irritating just in itself because, I don't think she's that bright. You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes she just says a bunch of stuff just off the top of her head and just doubling down because she thinks it's a joke, or she thinks it's funny. What I will say about Star is I don't think Star would think it's as funny because Star is not just in this part of YouTube, right? There's a lot of other spaces that Star is in, particularly in the Black conscious community over there on YouTube. So it shocks me at times that I hear her talk like she does, talk about doubling down on the hard ER word and those kinds of things, calling Black men and women out, because they simply disagree with her, not because they're doing something really wrong or something ignorant, right? Which is what the word nigger is intended to mean. But yeah, no, it's not that they're doing anything like that. It's just they disagree with her. And because of that, she wants to hurt them and hurt them with that word, right? So it's not that it really is hurting them. It's more or less hurting her. It's making her look coonish, making her look crazy, making her look, unhinged, and just making her look wild, right? And I wonder often at this point now, I was often wondering last night while she was saying that, and even this morning when I was contemplating how I was going to do the show, I wondered if or what the people that she goes and attempts to hang out with in that community and over in those spaces, what they would think of Starbird saying these things on video, and on camera, and just doubling down on these things. You wouldn't be able to explain that away to people who even don't know the story. You understand? You wouldn't be able to explain that to anybody Nobody would care about a ghost or about a D Darrell or any of that stuff. Nobody would give a shit about what the surrounding portions or the surrounding parts of whatever that is, right? All they would hear is the word nigger, and they would see her doubling down on those words and continuously doing it with a happy smile on her face, as if it's normal to do this with Black people. This is what I wonder about Star and whether or not she understands the repercussions that come back later for the things that you do. You might get your accolades and your kikis right now, along with the trolls that enjoy it, along with people that are just not going to say anything because they don't feel like fighting with you. They don't feel like arguing with you. We know you're slow, you know. We know you don't have it together. So, you know, that we're just going to move on, right? But what happens when a Taharka Bay or when one of them gets a hold of such a thing, right? What happens when they hear what you're saying? When they, you know, over in that community would hear such a thing, they would wonder why the fuck you're even talking like that. It doesn't matter who you're beefing with, who you're trolling, what you feel some type of way about, right? They would just wonder why you would open your nasty, funky ass mouth to say such a horrible thing to any Black person at all, right? Nigga and nigger are two different things. And you made it very, very clear that you wanted to use that particular white supremacist word. Okay. So we'll see over time how that affects you. Because I know it will, right? I know that the universe has a funny way of bringing stuff like that back to you. Okay. And you'll see how it goes. And we'll all be sitting back with popcorn and watching and laughing at your ass. And there won't be a single soul that will be there to protect you. There won't be a single soul that will be there that will offer a helping hand or anything, because this is your choice to wish to speak this way against the Blacks that you think are low class because they disagree with you. Okay. So that's all I really have to say about the nigger thing that she was talking about. I'm not giving her any energy on that. Um, you know, and I would hope nobody else gives her any more energy on that because she's not worth it. You know, she's the energy that she wants us to give her over that ain't even worth it. Let her stand in that mucky and that you know, that murky space alone, right? Or with breaking, right? That's where she wants to be at. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened last night. And then there was a non-receipt show where both of these derelicts got up on this panel and tried to show some fake ass receipts that didn't make any sense, that once again had a lot of space in it, that didn't have any truth or honesty to it, and you know, can be easily debunked, right? So I'm going to show you guys how easily it is to debunk their material from last night today, and then I'll be looking forward to see if Ray actually goes live and shows the truth of what was said, and what happened there. So let's go ahead. We'll get into that in a second, but I did want to get to these comments because I appreciate everybody in the building. You said, hey, Muslim. You said, hey to Steph Collins. What's up, Remix? I appreciate you. You said, woo, good morning, y'all. I did check out your show last night because the non-receipt show was just irritating me. So I went over there and listened to you, and I'm listening from the clouds. Sometimes I won't drop out the clouds because of who, you know, you got in that chat. And it's not really against you or anything like that. But I don't feel like going back and forth with them sometimes because they get wrench happy, and it ain't no point in doing that, right? And no point in putting the host through that as well. Just let them rock out and enjoy the show. So my thing was this, right? I hear what you're saying, Remix, in regards to me and the beef between me and Breaking the Culture, and I took that to heart because I think you're right, right? One of the things I agree with is Breaking's jumped out the window lying on me. Now, I know you didn't actually say those words, but what you said was Breaking kind of jumped out there with that dungeon stuff, right? And that's kind of what, in your eyes, made it appear like now we're just throwing real blows at each other, right? You're right, right? Once she, like, I could have left it at, oh, she did bad by the shout into the void and she wasn't shit and she just, I could have left it at that. But when she started lying on me, right? Like, I mean, that part she was already lying on. But when she really started lying on me, like she started producing material to the sector that was lies. Like she went to Shakim and she gave Shakim a fake receipt saying that I tried to take advantage of him. That really kind of hit home. When she went to the sector and claimed that I was a prostitute, and she used paperwork and information that I had given her for other reasons, and she went and tried to make that appear a different way, that hit below the belt, right? And then went on a campaign to do it. It wasn't just in this sector. She went to other sectors and did this too, to me, for no reason. Okay, for no reason at all. All right. And then when she went and she attacked my kids. Now, I'm going to say this. When she did the whole dungeon thing and that whole bullshit, what I told Breaking the Culture was, and I'll never forget what I said, because I still got everything recorded. I said to her, you should stop playing with me and you should go play with your long lost kids. That's what I said. That's not a lie. That's nothing fake. And I have proven already that those kids exist. Okay. I've already proven it. I've proven it with court records. I've proven it by conversations with the actual grandparent of the person that's raising her kids. Okay. The father, all this stuff. And I have even more stuff that I'll be putting out in the next 60 days. Okay. She's going to be very surprised on who has spoken with me. Okay. But the bottom line is, when I said that, right, which was true, and which was telling her to back off and leave me alone and stop lying on me, she took it further and decided to attack my kids. And the video is still on Eyes Antonia's channel. Shout out to Eyes. Because she can't lie and say that I just did something to her. Because that's what she's trying to appear and make things appear like. And it's not like that. Okay? I didn't do anything to this girl. She came for me like she has done in multiple sectors. This is why we're doing a 60 Days of Hell, because we are opening that up to everybody in this sector. That way there's no doubts about anything. Okay? Now, once she did that, she released the fucking Kraken on her ass. Do you understand? Because I don't play when it comes to my kids. I don't think anybody plays when it comes to their kids. I'm pretty sure you don't play with your kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like nobody else does. So this is not just some YouTube drama and some YouTube beef. This bitch was actually trying to ruin my fucking life, and for no reason. I never did anything to her. Never. Never. I don't care what side people want to take. I don't care who likes AAS. I don't care who don't like AAS. That is irrelevant to me. Nobody is going to stand for anybody attacking their kids. And that's just it. And that is what that bitch did. I did not attack her kids. I told her she's a bad mom. I told her she ain't shit as a mom. She talked about my kids. There's a difference. Okay? So the little dark-skinned black girl does not have to turn around and be quiet because the light-skinned curly Sue girl is talking shit. And what we as black women get tired of is being told that we are supposed to sit back and let these type of bitches just do whatever they want. I'm not allowing that. I won't accept it. I won't tolerate it. And I don't care who has a problem with it. I'm not saying that you do, because you didn't say you did. And it didn't seem like you were even trying to take sides, right? And I appreciate that. But I am not going to allow this to be minimized by anybody. And as for AAS, I saw what you said in Remix's chat last night. And you slandered Victor Cousins' name. That man is not in court for no trial. There is no pending trial on that man for no revenge porn. And if and when I decide to send that to Victor Cousins, your NPI number is already public. You do not want to find yourself in civil court for lying on this man because you don't know what you're talking about, anti-Afro. And if you can prove that, then prove it. But don't be just saying whatever you want to say because you are defaming and slandering Victor Cousins' name. You don't know what you're talking about. There is no revenge porn trial coming up, no pending trial. None of that shit is happening. Breaking the Culture is a fucking vixen and a fucking liar. She has lied on that man, and she tried to take down his church, which is demonic. So no, ma'am. There is no pending charges against him, and you need to stop lying. And now that y'all know that I'm actually in touch with certain people, I'm going to need all of y'all to shut the fuck up on God, because you really don't want to play these games. I said I am not playing with Breaking the Culture, and I'm going to go all the way to the ends of the earth with this. So those of you like AAS, you might want to fall the fuck back, okay? And that's just that, because this bitch is in hot water for her bullshit. And I don't think you really want to be in the same boat with her. And that's just that. That's for AAS. But anyway, shout out to you, Remix. I do appreciate it. And again, I did watch the show. And like I said, I watched from the clouds because sometimes I don't want to drop out the clouds and be going back and forth, and it just messes up your show, right? That's not okay. So I just stayed where I was at. But I just wanted to say all that to you, and I wanted to say that. You said, I sent AAS the forms and instructions on how to file a complaint against me with the bar 2 years ago. Still waiting, okay? I should send that shit to Breaking the Culture. Go ahead and send her the civil complaint forms, and go ahead and cash app her ass. I don't even know how much she gonna need, but we know she gonna need at least $60, okay? So, hey, get this shit a poppin', shit. You said, busting and cussing. You said, here we go with the Breaking the Culture stuff. You said, what if what you're saying is true? Time will tell it. Why you so pressed if the hoe is a liar? Why are you so pressed to watch if you don't think it's true, or if you're not interested? Because you have no idea what obviously material is, and you have no idea what other people are telling me and cash apping me and loving the idea that I'm talking about this. So you can watch or you can get the fuck out. It's up to you, okay? But as you can see, there is 40 people in here watching, okay? So you against 40 people ain't that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and look at how many people have been watching these videos, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Since you think this is nothing and it'll tell and time will tell and why am I doing this and why am I doing that? But yet you're here breaking your neck to say something in the chat about it, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at Black Lounge Divine, okay? And let's take a look and see how many people are interested in watching, okay? And how many likes are being received on these videos compared to what's being watched, okay? Because you're telling me, you can't understand why I am doing this, and this don't need to happen, and I need to stop, and this needs to stop. And yeah, you sure? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Black Lounge Divine, okay? We're going to go ahead and look, girl. Let's go ahead and look at the lives, okay? Let's go ahead and look at the lives right now. Let's see where we're at with these lives, okay? Because, oh, shit. Vixen Chronicles, we got almost 600 views. Now, listen, this is for our sector, okay? Our sector, okay? 600 views on that one. 475 views on this one, right? Let's go to this one. 302 views on that one. 320 views. 513 views. Like, it looks like to me, people are interested in what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? When it comes to this sector, Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at some of the likes on here. So let's look at this one right here. Let's look at the Vixen Chronicles from yesterday. Okay, because sometimes I make the likes available depending on the video. 46 likes on 571 views. That's pretty good for this sector. Okay, that's pretty fucking good for this sector. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Let's see. Let's do the other Vixen Chronicles, okay? Because you're telling me, what I need to do in regards to this, but it's clear to me that other people are interested in these topics, okay? 41 likes on that one, okay? So, yeah, I think we're good, okay, over here in talking about her, okay? But if you would like to not hear about it or not know, you see that red X at the top? You see that? Hit that motherfucker, okay? And get the fuck out of here. All right? That's all you got to do. You said because we feel like it busting. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Now we go ahead and skip over your shit. You said she would just end up calling them the hard ER. Exactly, girl. You said she gave them the same reasoning. Okay. It didn't make no goddamn sense. You said she gave them the same reasoning I've heard saltines give about the differences. Me too. Especially like with the classes and how these are low class over here. And so you call them that, but the high class, those ones, quote unquote, the ones who go by what I want them to do, they listen to me, they listen to the master, the master and what the master tells them they're allowed to do. Those good old little slaves, those are good black people, But the ones who disagree and the ones who put up a fight against my bullshit, those are the low-class black bitch nigger bitches. Those are the ones, right? But I'm interested in how the conscious community will be looking at that in the near future. I'm very interested in seeing that. You said, I wondered if there was any no pick receipt show. Child. Oh, we got all of that shit. I'm about to get into it in just a second. What's up, Conscious Energy? I appreciate you for being in the building today. You said he really, really just isn't, okay? You said, in that case, Garrison tried to put on him is over. It ain't on. No pause waiting to be refiled. Exactly. There's nothing being refiled in the courts or anything like that. And like I said, now that I'm in bed with the right people, I really think AAS want to fall back on talking about Victor Cousins because I don't think she wants to find herself in a civil case, okay? Talking shit and she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm just saying, what's up, bro? I appreciate you for being in the building. Shout out to the We. Appreciate my brother. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to We Unlock Nation. And bro, go ahead and put a link to your channel in the comment section. That way everybody can go over and subscribe. Bro be having some really great shows. He be doing the little single shows and stuff like that. And it'd be really great over there. Really important. Really appreciate my bro. All right, guys. So let's start off with some of this stuff here. Okay. I'm going to share my screen because I kind of want to go along with this file without playing it on the channel because I don't really want to play it because it always ends up lagging, right? So what I will do is play the video from my other device. So we can play the actual audio from the video as well. But we're going to show and look at these receipts, okay? Because these receipts look really, really strange to me, as usual, as with anything that Breaking the Culture likes to provide, or even Stargate likes to provide. It just always seems to be something that's off about what they're providing, right? And what I noticed was a lot of missing parts in these conversations. Okay, so we're gonna get into some of this stuff right now, and what I'm gonna do is go to this part right here where they were kind of talking about this receipt right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen in on what they said.
Hold on. Hold on, because I can pull it up. These are Teresa's receipts, right? These are the one on Teresa. I'll read it. Let me read to y'all what these shits say. So this is the one where it says, yes. So Trig says, yeah, I'm still alive. Hold on, let me just pull it up myself because it's kind of...
Right, this is just for the people. You read from your phone, but let the people see.
So it says, so So Trig says, yeah.
Hold on, let me put up my fair use banner real quick because I do want to do this in the name of fair use, which is the copyright of 1976, which is the allowance made for fair use for the purpose of commentary, criticism, and all that good shit, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into this information.
I'm still alive because I hit him up and I was like, hey, just hold checking, you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm still alive. Teresa wants me to work on a show for her and her sister. I might do that on my channel for them, and then I'm going to change one of my monetized channels to new content, so I might test it out in the sector first.
Okay, now I want to stop that right there, okay? So what he said, and I'm just going to read this for what is on what we're looking at, okay? He says, yeah, I'm still alive. Teresa wants me to work on a show for her and her sister. I might do that on my channel for them, and then I'm going to change one of my monetized channels to new content, so I might test it out on the sector first, okay? And then she says, I wish them success. Dope of you to help them, all right? So that doesn't sound like anything bad or anything, disrespectful or anything along those lines, okay? So now let me go ahead and move this up just a little bit more. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We're trying to make this clear because, like I said, I want everybody to be able to see what I'm seeing, okay? And like how this doesn't add up to any type of negativity. Bear with me just a moment. We're trying to let this stop buffering. Meanwhile, I'm going to play what they are saying.
I wish them success. Dope of you to help them. So I'm actually being positive. I'm like,
right.
I think that's dope. They should try to help them. Nothing negative. He says, yeah. I'm trying to make them have a conversation.
Let me read what this says, okay? Because I think this is just not going to play. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this because we're not doing that with this. Okay, so this is what the thing says. After she said that, after she said, yeah, the success and dope of you to help them. Then it says, yeah, I'm trying to make them have a conversation show about the sector instead of Redbone just going crazy. Hold on. Redbone going crazy for no reason. Okay. And then it says the idea I gave them is great, but I don't think they can do it. Okay. I don't think that was anything negative that he was saying. Okay. Like, in other words, he was trying to say Redbone will go off on motherfuckers. She's one of my moderators. Okay. I'm already aware. Redbone will go off on people. So instead of it being that way and him giving them a monetized channel, let's do this way, right? But I don't know if they can actually do it. Now, mind you, he is talking to someone who is supposed to be his friend, okay? Just like when I was talking to her, she, like, Breaking the Culture doesn't understand friendship. She doesn't understand that you can have a relationship with somebody and somebody can feel comfortable enough around you where they can let their hair down and tell you how specifically how they're feeling about something, and they can comfortably do that without you going and sharing how they feel and trying to make them look bad, right? So that is what it seemed like he was trying to say to Breaking the Culture. But again, she doesn't get friendship, okay? She doesn't understand having a conversation with somebody that you're actually cool with, that you actually fuck with, right? That, you can have, and speak, more about things that you wouldn't generally say to somebody, who's outside of your circle, okay? So he didn't say anything disrespectful about either one of them. He just said, okay, and we're going to read this again. Yeah, I'm trying to make them have a conversation show about the sector instead of Redbone just going crazy for no reason, okay? That means, like, yeah, instead of her zapping out and they going off on P and going off on this, let's make this a conversation show on my monetized channel, right? that you guys can really make money off of. Let's get you a podcast going. Let's get this popping. And I could imagine what he actually and what ideas he actually gave to Teresa and actually gave to Redbone. Okay. But then he told Breaking the Culture, well, I don't know if they can actually do this. Now, keep in mind, they are from the beef sector. Okay. Over in the beef sector, motherfuckers go ham. They go fucking hard. Okay. They go off. This is what they do. This is what they're used to. Okay. So having a conversation piece, going from a beef sector type of environment to go into a podcast environment, right, where you're just having the conversations and, you're talking about things and, hot topics or whatever the case may be difficult for somebody to do. That doesn't mean anything bad, right? It just means everything is not made for everybody. That's all that's what I got from that. Okay. And like I said, I can guarantee there was more to that conversation that she didn't show us. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part of this message.
He says, the idea I gave them is great, but I don't think they can do it.
So again, how is that like? It's like you're trying to present that as if he was talking shit about them. But really, he was just saying, like, I don't know if they can really do that. You know what I mean? They might have to do this, or they, here, if I give them this, then that might work. But I don't know if this will work on this monetized channel that I want to give them, because it's kind of, it doesn't make sense to hand them a monetized channel if it's going to go to kaput, right? For arguing and fighting and beef and carrying on like that, because that is going to not necessarily help a monetized channel. Okay. So that is what I think he was saying in this situation. That's literally what I got from this conversation.
And she's thirsty for attention. I was talking about Redbone because she was being thirsty.
Now, mind you, he didn't say anything about anybody being thirsty for attention in any of these messages. That is something Breaking just literally added to the story. Okay. And you guys can go and take a look at this stuff for yourself. I'm going to put a link to this in the description box for you guys to see for yourselves. These bitches really are dumb enough to actually present this kind of material. Let me go ahead and move up a little bit further into the video where she shows another part of this receipt. Okay. This non-receipt receipt.
Behind the scenes, and then everything that they was doing was like in front of the fact that he don't present this receipt.
Okay. So this is the one she tried to present about grown man. Now I want y'all to hear this bullshit. I want y'all to hear this shit, okay? Because this was the part that I think pissed me off the most, okay? Because let's remember, sector, while we've got these two bitches that call us niggers, right, on this panel, let's remember what me and Mines, Grown Man, and Ray have already revealed to the sector, okay? Before we get into this part of this, I want you guys to remember what they've already revealed. What they revealed is that Breaking the Culture was the dummy in the situation. They had already talked way ahead of time in regards to what they were going to talk about to Breaking the Culture in particular. Okay. And shout out to Binary, because he asked a very, very good question yesterday. Okay. Very good question yesterday, which I'm going to get into as well. But what he did was me and Mines and Grown Man were already in on the plot against Breaking. Okay. They already knew how much of a snake this bitch is and how much bullshit this bitch is on and how much information she is willing to leak about anybody and everybody, because this bitch is always selling her soul for the smallest dollar. Okay. So what they did was they had this conversation. They knew what they were going to talk about. And they specifically said, okay, once our plan is executed, I'll be back to you. I'll let you guys know. And then we'll go ahead and release the Kraken on the bitch, right? So Ray go ahead and went on and executed the plan. Okay. Now, this is what these messages say in regards to this plan. I want you guys to hear what everything was said. And then I want you to hear what Breaking the Culture is saying now. Okay. Based off of what she said 2 weeks ago. Let's go ahead and get into this. Hold on. Before I do, let me look at y'all's comments, because I appreciate y'all for commenting. Appreciate everybody. What's up, whistleblower? You said Star said Triggs wanted to get Redbone a show so Redbone could do better than Star. Right. That's what she thinking. Hey, Redbone, I appreciate you for being in the building. You said, I didn't see the show. Were receipts shown proving Ray was trying to use Redbone to go after Stargate? No, ma'am. Nothing even close to materializing anything along those lines at all whatsoever. Now, let's go ahead and get into the rest of these receipts, okay?
Know that the money was being spent. He was like, I feel like he pimping her out type shit. Da, 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 da. And so when this particular situation happened, and I sent him just a screenshot, he was like, oh, they being pimped out. And I'm like, and he was just basically validating.
Listen, y'all, she is just literally filibustering. I'm going to read what these messages say, okay? Because nothing she's saying is in any of these messages, okay? So mind you, at first, she sent a message to him. On that message, it is showing a screenshot of D. Durrell's show and me and mine show. I don't know whose show it is. Hold on, let me look at the show real quick. Let me verify where the show was at real quick, guys. Okay, I'm going to look at this again.
With the Hardy are.
Now, this was May 9th.
Y'all want to cry about that shit? Fuck y'all. Y'all can go back to the snake hole from whence y'all came. So listen, girl.
All right, hold on. Listen.
I want you now. This is a 20-second clip. I want put yourself on mute because it's gonna be a little cute, okay, girl?
Go ahead, girl. What you know? We should have played.
What?
You know?
Come on.
We should have played that receipt roulette.
I don't need Triggs sent that to me, girl. I don't.
No, hold on. Just to be petty.
Just to be petty. Nah. But fuck Triggs.
She need to get some kids roulette. That's what she needs.
Everybody mute.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get up to the messages. So there was a message that you can clearly see,
Sorry, y'all
right?
got so many receipts. It's hard to push these buttons. Hold on, y'all.
You can clearly see this was a message that was sent from Breaking the Culture to him. Now, what it says is, D. Durrell, the rebirth, right? 33 minutes ago. Damn, I missed this. Where the Cash App at? Okay, where Durrell said he would send a Cash App. Me and Mine says, thank you for viewing, D. Durrell. And then it says, Raheem Sadiq, and please have your daughter file a restraining order. Okay. And then it goes up and then it says, thank you, we appreciate you. And then you can clearly see where Breaking the Culture says right underneath of that screenshot, SMH. Okay. And then after the SMH, Ray says, wow, and sends a laughing emoji and said, and that's grown man's Cash App, not hers. Straight pimp shit. And then she said, oh, it's rough out here. And then he said, tell Danny he's doing it wrong nowadays. I better see Danny's Cash App scrolling across the bottom of your live next. Okay. And that was all he said. He wasn't talking shit about grown man in this or anything. He literally just said, because she sent him a screenshot of me and Mine's video and where Durrell said, wow, send me your Cash App. And she gave Durrell her baby dad's Cash App, right? They live together. They together. You know what I'm saying? She gave him his Cash App, okay? And, we don't know what their finances are about. We don't know if her Cash App ain't working or we don't know. It doesn't even matter, right? But she gave him, his Cash App. Who cares? Breaking the Culture is the one that sent a screenshot of that to Ray, according to her own records, okay? Sent a screenshot of that to Ray. But what she tried to do was try to narrow that screen so that you couldn't tell who sent what. You couldn't tell whether he sent it or you couldn't tell whether she sent it. But where she fucked up is that I could pick it up. I was able to pick up right away that it came from her based off of the next message, okay? And the next message said SMH directly underneath of that, and it was on the same side of the screen, dummy. So you fucked up with that breaking. Now, then you show that you say SMH and put your hand over your head, and then Ray said, wow, and put a laughing emoji. and said, and that's grown man's Cash App, not hers. Straight pimp shit. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. He never said grown man is pimping out me and mine. Grown man is he's her pimp and they doing bad. And I've sent all this stuff and I've sent all this money and all this other crap, right? Now I want y'all to hear what her reasoning is and why she has not shown us these new receipts, right? Because she claims there are text messages between grown man and Ray that he sent to her. Now, you guys remember, she is the one that brought this up to the sector. None of us asked her for this information. None of us said anything about this. None of us knew about this. None of us gave a fuck. She was the one that was breaking her fucking neck, getting on Binary's panel, going on Shakim's panel, going on her own videos, going all these places, going to Stargate's panel, jumping up and down, breaking her neck, telling us about these receipts over me and mine and grown man and how devastating these receipts were going to be. How devastating these receipts were going to be for Teresa and her relationship with Ray, with Redbone and her relationship with Ray, for me and mine and for grown man. And she got all the receipts, right? She got all the material. She got all the recordings. This was her words, not ours. It was hers, okay? What she realized once she was the one that was the dummy in the situation, then all of a sudden she wanted to have a moral compass and say, you know what, guys? I don't know if this is a good idea because I don't want to hurt anyone, you know, who may get hurt innocently. But if you want the information, right, I'll email it to you. This is what this bitch fucking said, y'all. And we're going to go ahead and listen to this bullshit, okay? Because like I said, we went over that, and then there's another portion of these messages that I'm going to read again, okay? Oh, well, I ain't playing that. Hold on, I ain't playing that copyrighted music. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Okay, so this was the next part of this receipt.
They've been calling him for help with everything.
So where she fucked up, this is where they fucked up, because they were trying to record instead of just showing you like real time. They try to record something and show it to you later so that they can kind of manipulate how the screen looks, right? But where they fucked up is when they scrolled down and went from what Ray said to what Braken did when she showed that screenshot. So it shows clearly that Ray was in white and saying this here, and then here comes her screenshot, and then here comes the SMH, and then Ray in white again. Okay.
I mean, he didn't think the grown man was even letting her know that the money.
Now, mind you, I want you guys to hear all the stuff she's saying, but not showing. She's saying, but not showing. Okay? Saying, but not showing. So, Binary, when you said yesterday, she will have receipts, right? You were right. You were right about one thing. She will have receipts, but they won't be just because, you know, and it's funny how you felt the need to preference this because you already saw the receipts and you already knew they were not bomb blockbuster receipts. You already knew. So you said there are going to be receipts. She's going to show receipts, but you guys might not approve of those receipts. You guys might not like those receipts. Those receipts might not be up to y'all's standards, but she will have receipts, and that's all that matters. No, it isn't. This bitch wasted our fucking time with some bullshit and some lies, once again, on another person and other people. She attempted to turn the entire sector against Ray, like she tried to do to me, right? Behind lies. And she, like as always, can never produce any evidence of anything that she says. And this is in every single space this bitch fucking goes, okay? Now, let's go ahead and listen in on this filibustering ass vixen tell us why she's not giving us the receipts.
He was like, I feel like he pimping her out type shit. Da, 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 da. And so when this particular situation happened,
Child, what's up, RNT?
He was like, "Oh, they being pimped out," and I'm like,
"Hey, beautiful Bernice."
Basically validating what he had said to me sooner. But the interesting thing is that it's like you didn't have any reason to. You didn't gain any information from me for any of these. For any other shit that you.
Now hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. I want to read this material to you too, because this next receipt that she tried to show. It showed a picture of a yellow heel turn that came from Ray, okay? Now, what she tried to make that look like is right after he had said what he said about the Cash App and things, that he tried to say there's a heel turn, okay? And then she said, what did she say? Hold on, let me read that. She said, oh my, or something like that. He said, that should stir the pot. I'm going to do he enemy of my enemy is my friend post early in the morning tomorrow, and I'm not responding to any community wall comments. That was it.
Collateral information. 90% of the time,
she tried to make that look like this message. That message was about grown man. But if you look at the dates on these messages, okay, this is again where she fucked up is with the dates and timestamps, okay? The message with that of them talking about the grown man Cash App that she sent to them, that she sent to Ray, right? That message was on May the 9th. This message is on May the 11th. So I know that he wasn't talking for 48 hours with you about the same thing. My question is to you, Breaking, what was the conversation in between there? Because that is the part that you're missing, like you always do. You take half of a story, half of a conversation, like Ray already proved to us that you do. You took half of it out, took half of whatever you wanted out. You erased messages and took messages out and tried to piece it together to make it appear like he was talking about them. And then your excuse for it is what we're about to listen to.
Like, the receipts speak for themselves.
No, they don't.
The drama receipt. I was literally saying in the drama receipt, hey, they're giving you your flowers.
I'm going to do he enemy of my enemy is my friend.
He was throwing shots at her because she called him foul.
Oh, shit.
So again, where is the message for this? Where are the messages, Breaking? How come you're not showing those parts of the messages? That's the part we want to know. How come? Where is the lead up for this? We can't take your word for it. You're a liar. You're always lying. You lied about your kids. You've lied about the existence of your kids. Okay? We cannot take your word for anything. We need to see the actual evidence and the actual facts with you.
Yeah,
I'm going to let this play out for a little bit.
Nobody seen this receipt.
Yep. So apparently she had told him that he was foul for something that he did. And he didn't feel that he was foul, and he felt some type of way. So he posted this in response to her. Only she gonna know if it's true or not. But yeah, that's what happened.
Girl.
So she's trying to say that Mia Mines said that Ray Triggs is foul. And him saying that, and her saying that, he sent this message to Breaking the Culture saying, heel turn. And then Breaking says, oh, shoot. And then his response was, that should stir the pot. I'm gonna do a he enemy of my enemy is my friend post early in the morning. How does that correlate with me and mine? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, how do you put that together and try to say this is the receipt sector of how he was talking about me and mine? Where did you get that from? Prove it. You're not proving that he was talking about them. He could have been talking about any heel turn in this sector. There's multiple heel turns that take place in this sector all the time. Okay? It's like, how do we know, Breaking, that he was talking about me and mine? You have to prove that, and you have not done that. All you did was, once again, show other people's text messages to people without any context and without any good reason. Literally. You went on Stargate's Live throwing Ray under the bus. You did that because you felt you were being thrown under the bus. And you were. You were being thrown under the bus by Stargate. She wasn't meaning to do it, but because she has to be right all the time, she threw you under the bus. That's what happened. And instead of you standing 10 toes on this bullshit that you do, you would rather go and try to make Ray like he's the problem and lie on Ray and say all this shit about Ray that's not true. And now you're continuing with the lies and continuing with the lies. With every lie you tell, you have to cover it up with another lie and another lie and another lie and another lie. And you're looking more and more like a liar every goddamn day. Nobody asked you for any material on Ray. All you had to do was just take your shit and tuck your tail and move the fuck on. I guarantee by now, the sector would have been over it. But it's the fact that you keep dragging this shit out for weeks at a time, and every time you get up here, you got some more fake shit to show us. And then think we supposed to be like, oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. You know, it's you, so it's fine. Nah, you're always lying on somebody. So why don't you show us the facts? Show us the evidence. Let's listen to what this bitch says.
I ain't gonna mute myself. Yikes. What is that? You said, whoa, the gas stuff start day. Listen, I'm gonna keep that man. And I'm not gonna defile him. You said, why is Breaker trying to keep this serious? Start on her bullshit tonight.
Listen, because y'all gotta get the tea and get the bullshit. You gotta get both. That's all we hear.
Me. Oh my God.
And then the next message that she said after he said, I'm gonna do a he enemy of my enemy is my friend post early in the morning tomorrow, and I'm not responding to any community wall comments. She said, she gonna know it's about her though. And that was it. We don't know who they're talking about. He could have been talking about AAS, right? Like, he's beefing with Anti. And we know that Breaking talks shit about Anti. He could have been talking about her. Okay? We don't know. But again, Breaking is not showing us any evidence or any type of material that we can go along and believe this shit. We can't. She's just saying words. Okay? And I don't know if I can find where she says it, but this chick has the nerve to tell us that if anybody wants the evidence of the conversation between Ray and Grown Man and Mia Mines, she will send it by email. She is not going to share it with the sector because, you know, it's just not right, and it's foul to do this to people and to share people's personal information. And that man never did anything to her. And so because of that, she don't want to share his shit. What, bitch? Like, then why did you bring it up to begin with? Right? Like, why did you even bring it up? Why did you mention it at all? If you weren't even going to show us the proof, right? Like, why even do it? Why even say anything if you were going to turn around and protect this guy? You know, now you want to protect him. Why would you even say anything at all? Why didn't you just leave it where it was? Because again, nobody was asking you for any information on Ray Triggs. You were the one that volunteered this shit. You were the one that jumped up out the window on Stargate's panel trying to throw Ray under the bus and claim that he was sending me information. And that wasn't even true. When we debunked that, then you kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. And now look at you. You're still looking like a fucking liar. Nobody believes you. Until you actually produce the evidence, you're a liar. Everybody knows you're a liar. Like, that's just what it is. We can't trust you. They might speak and say hi and all that stuff to you, but you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted to work with. You can't be trusted behind the scenes. You can't be trusted with anything because you lie on motherfuckers. Period. You make shit look like it really isn't. And that shit ain't okay. That shit ain't cool at all. I don't know why you think that shit's okay. But we're going to go ahead and show your ass that it's not. I want to get into this. There was another receipt. It was for drama, right? And we're going to get to that. Look at it. Let me see if this is where it is. Oh yeah, this was a part right here. This is at the hour and 39-minute mark in the video. It says, and this was a message um, to Stargate. It says to Ray, actually. Okay. So this is the part that Stargate doesn't understand. All right. Because I think she's trying to make it look like it is Ray saying these things, but this is Stargate saying this. Okay. It says Stargate to Ray. I think Drama did appreciate Nikki's support, but not at the expense of Carrie's whining. It also pissed him off because Carrie let the cat out of the bag, exposing Nikki's wanting influence over Drama's channel 100. And this was done October 31st, 2022. Stargate, I'm going to need you to look at what these messages say before you present those as facts of something Ray is saying. Okay? Hold on 1 second, guys. I think somebody beeping their horn at me. Okay, it was my neighbor's car. Anyway, so I need you to pay attention, you guys. Like, you in Breaking the Culture are really bad at giving out receipt material, giving out receipts. Okay, y'all don't look over and vet the material that you send out and that you try to present to the public as something for somebody to believe, right? You don't vet this shit before you do it. So what you failed to do, Stargate, is look and see that this literally and clearly says to Ray. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of it, and I'll just pull it up on here for you guys to see, because this is crazy. All right, this is real crazy, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get this up here because I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. Okay, because I couldn't believe that she actually presented this to us as a fact that Ray is out here talking shit about Nikki and about Carrie and about all these people and Drama and all this stuff. And this was supposed to be her her evidence to us. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up real quick, guys. And like I said, I think I've already gone over the Redbone material, and I already went over the Me and Crimes receipts, and now I'm going to do this Drama receipt real quick for y'all. Okay, but this bitch is crazy. Like, these motherfuckers is crazy. They really think we are slow around here. Okay, shout out to y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a quick minute timer. That way I can pull this up real quick. Okay, guys, I'll be right back with everybody. Ahead and share my screen real quick so you guys can see this screenshot. Okay, so guys, as you guys can see on this screenshot, this is directly from Stargate Starbird show. Okay, you can see this says Stargate 10/31/22 to Ray to Ray. This isn't Ray to her. This is to Ray. It would say from Ray if it was from Ray. Okay. I think Drama did appreciate Nikki's support, but not at the expense of Carrie's whining. It also pissed him off because Carrie let the cat out the bag, expressing Nikki's wanting influence over Drama's channel. This came from Stargate. Okay. Now, let's go ahead, pull up some more. I want to see what the next receipt was. That was it, y'all. That was it.
You want me to cancel Star off of YouTube?
That was fucking it, y'all. Like, that was it. So that was her big receipt on Drama talking shit about everybody. On Ray talking shit about him and about all this bullshit. And I think this shit is absolutely fucking nuts. That she really thinks that, we're all just sitting here like, yeah, this is the receipt. Okay. This is the Drama receipt. And then I've already showed y'all the Redbone receipt, and I've already shown y'all the grown man receipts. And that Breaking the Culture, if she wants us to see the text messages between them, that we need to email her and ask her for them, because she doesn't want to do it publicly, because that's not the right thing to do. Even though she brought this shit the fuck up on us. Like, I don't even understand. You said, good catch on the time delay. I couldn't be bothered to pay that close of attention. Yep, definitely caught on to that, because you got to catch her in her fucking lies. That's why. Hey, Alan, I appreciate you being in the building. You said, morning, Miss T. Pre and chat. You said, I don't know, sis. It's a lot of gray areas and stretching on both sides, but I could be wrong. Well, they need, see, here's the thing, TC, and I agree with you, right? But here's the thing about this particular part of this, right? They are the ones that the burden of proof is on, because they are the ones that's saying it. They came out here with this bullshit. They jumped out the window with this fuck shit, right? And like I said, if Breaking the Culture claims that she has this evidence of this, right, and told us about it to begin with, we didn't even have to know about it unless she brought it up. Why wouldn't she give us the receipts on it? Well, I don't understand why, what would be the difference in it? If it's true and it's factual, then put that shit up there for everybody to see, because you're the one that's telling everybody about it. And you're sending that information around because you sent it to Smoke Up, right? We know she sent it to Smoke. We know she sent it to a couple other people. So why not? Why do we have to, beg her for it? For what? She told us about it. Like, period. So I don't know. You said there is no receipt showing that Triggs was using Redbone to go after Star. The receipt shows that he wanted Redbone and Teresa to launch a show, but he was anxious about it. Exactly. Hold on. Let me go ahead and X out of this real quick, guys. Exactly. But he was nervous, anxious about it. That's what it looked like to me too, old Norcross, right? You said, morning, Alan. You said, trust no one. Okay. Hey, Brown Sugar, I appreciate you for being in the building. And Riz put up the fire. You said, Riz, see you. You said, are we really fascinated by a man and a woman obviously pillow talking? Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. But why is it, here's the thing, TC. This is the part you're not getting, why we're fascinated, right? The problem is Breaking the Culture is the one that's telling us that Ray is stabbing everybody in the sector in the back. That is what she's saying. She has not produced one single receipt yet to prove that. Ray is not the one that jumped out the window saying this about her. She said this about Ray, okay? For no fucking reason. Yes, I do believe they were pillow talking and they were sitting up talking back and forth, like I said, because they had that type of relationship behind the scenes, okay? She doesn't understand friendship. She don't get having a conversation with somebody and talking to somebody and then leaking what they're talking about later is not right. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the part she doesn't get, okay? Like, that is literally the part she doesn't understand, okay? So this is why we're jumping down her throat in regards to this stuff, because she brought this information to the sector. She let us know that she has all this evidence and this proof and these receipts on Ray, that he's snaking everybody and he ain't shit and he's terrible and nobody should trust him. Okay, show us, is all we're saying. And she hasn't showed us nothing yet. So that's why we're fascinated. That's all I'm saying. You said, hey, to Brown Sugar. You say, yeah. Hey, Black A, appreciate you being in the building. You said a beautiful Bernice was good. You said breaking the culture got this confused with the church sector. We don't move the same, okay? And it's funny because they don't move like that either, okay? They don't play that shit either over there. They like evidence. They like receipts. They ask for receipts over there. And that is why she has fallen out with so many people over there, because she does the same thing from sector to sector, going here and then saying this, accusing this person of this, accusing that person of that, with no evidence, no receipts, no nothing, right? Did the same shit with Victor Cousins, and with everybody, right? And then comes over here with that same bullshit, all this confusion and shit, and you don't have no receipts and no evidence of anything you ever say. So at this point, I think it's fair to say we can just dismiss that bullshit, right? I mean, you could fuck with her and say hi and speak to her and stuff, but all that receipt bullshit, dismiss that shit. We know she lying. Like, period. We know you lying. Like, that's just it. You've shown to be lying. The evidence that you have is lies. You know, I'm sure there is definitely some in-betweens in between those text messages that you showed us. And the dates are different. So you're lying to us once again. And until you prove otherwise, we don't believe you. That's just what it is. You said, hey, Brown Sugar, you said, I'm listening to this while working. These women are terrible. She definitely has it mixed up. She needs to get off of here before someone sets her up with those warrants. Okay, honey? You said only thing they have to do with warrants are to have her car pulled over or call a police report in on her. She needs to chill out, okay? And be extradited somewhere over there in Ohio. And she's behind on her child support too. So they'll definitely hold her in jail for that. Yeah, y'all. There's a child support case against her too. We're going to go over all of that stuff during the 60 days of hell. Yes, we are. You said, what were Ray's texts before and after her response? Thank you. What was Ray's text messages before that, right? What was his messages? What were both of their messages before that heel turn picture he showed? And she only showed half of that, right? And tried to make it like, you know, I'm telling you, that shit is doctored, it's altered. And they tried to screen record it first. It's so easy to pull up text messages on the screen and be like, here, guys, I'm not screen recording this or anything. I'm just going to show you exactly what this says, right? This is what this is. I don't want to move around the screen or anything to make something look a certain way. Nope, this is what this says. Like, that's what they be trying to do, that bullshit with us all the time. You said facts. You said it's T when everyone else does it, but when it's Star, what's the point? Right. You said, you're right, it's definitely cutthroat. You said, how did this whole thing start again? LOL, I forgot what the original kerfuffle was about. So Stargate and propane fell out, okay? And Stargate was talking shit about propane and whatever. And Ray and Breaking the Culture were supposed to go and bring those two together to talk. What Stargate is saying to the sector is that she thought Ray, Breaking the Culture, and her were going to go against propane on that platform, okay? Ray trying to say, well, where did you get that from? Because I didn't think that. And Breaking the Culture is not really saying anything, right? But in the meantime, in the mix of all the bullshit that Breaking the Culture is looking guilty about being guilty of, she's trying to throw Ray under the bus and make him look like he's the culprit. And he's the one that's creating all these problems for everybody behind the scenes, how he's snaking everybody, he's Watergating everybody, he's backdooring everybody in the sector. And we're like, what? Really? Okay, well, give us the receipts. And she's like, I got all the receipts. I'm going to show all of y'all all these text messages. He done lied on Teresa. He lied on Redbone. He lied on Grown Man. He lied on me and mine. He's backdooring people. He's giving out their information. He's recording Ray. I mean, he's recording propane and giving me all the information. This is what Breaking the Culture told us. We didn't tell her any of this shit. We didn't ask her for none of this. She volunteered that information to us. Okay, so now we've been waiting now for almost 3 weeks for this bullshit. Okay, 3 fucking weeks for this shit because that bitch don't have no material. She don't have no receipts because she was lying on Ray the whole fucking time. She just didn't think it was going to go this way. Breaking has a narcissistic type mind. She thinks whatever she says, everybody's just going to believe her. And we're just going to go with whatever she says. and without any evidence or receipts. And then she gets an attitude with you for asking for receipts. Like she said last night, I am not going to give this to the sector. I'm not going to do this, and that this is wrong, and y'all will be wrong. And what's wrong with y'all that y'all want me to do this? No, bitch, you said you want to do this. We never asked you for anything. You said you wanted to give us this information. Like, you wanted to make this a whole series, like I'm making you a series, okay? Like, that's what you said. Shit. So that is what happened, and that's the original story of what happened. He said, for what I'm hearing, it seems that the receipts are what they inferred from the text rather than the actual text. That's exactly, thank you, Miss Murphy. They interpreted what they wanted the quote-unquote receipts to be from the actual text, but it wasn't what was in the text at all. Nothing that they read, and nothing that you read in those text messages is anything that these two bitches was talking about. I appreciate the $10 super chat, bro, and I miss you too, bro. Make sure you give me a call. You said you're right, it's definitely cutthroat. I'm just saying. You said child support, what the F? Doesn't she give her kids with her owning child support? She has two other kids in Ohio. And one of the kids, she owes $110 a month. She doesn't even pay that. Yeah, she's behind on her child support. Yeah. You said pre, thanks. Appreciate you, old Norcross. You said have, Okay, listen, guys, we are done. Okay, we are going. There's nothing else to show here. There's nothing else going on here. These two bird bitches did not show us any type of receipts whatsoever, as it usually goes. Okay, even they didn't even believe their bullshit. That's why they kept filibustering over it. They couldn't pull it up, couldn't get it right. Didn't know what this meant, didn't know what that meant. Oh, hold on, let me pull this one. Let me see this. Let me filibuster for 4 more hours. Let me talk shit. Both Shakim and Breaking hop ship off that fucking show. You understand? Breaking dropped off, and then Shakim dropped off somewhere in the middle of that. He ain't say shit. He didn't stay on there very long. Shout out to Shakim. He also didn't give much commentary on the bullshit, okay? Shout out to him for that, because I think he knew, that this was some bullshit, okay? They are not showing anybody any fucking thing, okay? I know y'all want to hype it up and make it like it's really that big of a deal, like y'all really, really did something here, but y'all didn't show us shit, okay? Y'all need to go back to the drawing board. As a matter of fact, give that shit up. Let it go, okay? Because we don't believe y'all. That's just the bottom line. We don't believe y'all. We have every reason not to believe you. We have every reason to believe that you're lying. We have every reason to believe that you don't know what you're talking about. And we're absolutely done with it at this point. I know I'm done. I can't do this no more. Like, y'all are lying. Anything else that you produce and anything else that you say at this point is a lie. It has to be. Because you've had 3 weeks to show us this shit at this point, and you haven't showed us anything but fucking lies. You said, are you serious? $100 and she can't pay that? Yes, honey. While she talking about people being broke and living in high rises with rich white boyfriends and stuff, she literally cannot pay $110 a month. And you guys will see in the next video on the Vixen Chronicles, some things that she has said in regards to her ability to keep a job. Okay, so we'll definitely get into all of that stuff and her broke ass, okay, and what is going on with that. But I am most definitely going to continue with the Vixen Chronicles, the 160 Days of Hell. I am not playing around. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care. At the end of the day, if that bitch did not want me talking about her, she should not have lied on me. She should not have made up shit about my kids. She should not have made up shit about my family. She should have left us alone. I didn't make up a damn thing about her. Everything I have said has been fact, material facts, okay? So if in the event that she wants to take me to court, I'm waiting, okay? She already knows what attorney to send it to. She already knows my address and everything. And I refuse to let the fucking fire up off this bitch. Like I said, when I'm done is when I'm done, okay? And then I'll be completely done, and then it'll be out of my system, and I won't even give a fuck what that bitch has to say at that point, because at that point, now all your information is the fuck out here, and that's what the fuck it is. Like I said, I got a lot of shit on you, bitch. I got a lot of shit on you, and I got even more now Okay. Shout out to Daryl Moore. Truly appreciate his support. And I appreciate Let Me See Your Transcript and her support as well as the rest of the 18. Guys, I will talk to you guys later. You said, yeah, you said the birds need to go back to their nest. Okay. Okay. You said facts. You said Redbone, right? Disgusting. Poor kids. Sad. It really is sad. And I very well may have an interview with her as well. I'm not sure yet. We haven't talked about this. I haven't decided even if that's appropriate. But if I do, I plan on raising money to send to Michael, to send to Aiden, right? That's the plan, is to send some funds over to the families, so that they can help take care of Breaking the Culture's responsibilities, right? And that's unfortunate that that's happening with her, but that is my intention to do that if I do speak with the grandmother, okay? And I have specific questions for her in regards to the kids. I don't know if I really want to bombard her per se, but maybe some resources in Ohio. I know some people up there too. Some resources in the community that can help the kids at least be in each other's lives, or help get some financial assistance over to those kids too, or whatever the case may be. But we are going to get into all of that stuff in the future and in some future videos. But guys, we are going to get out of here for now. You said big O's, okay? You said AAS is for the kids though, okay? Right. But you out here fucking around with a bitch that literally abandoned her children and don't give a fuck about them kids at the same time. Fire Live. I appreciate you, Smoke Eye. Your lives have been fire lately as well. Truly appreciate you. You said we'll be finished when we are done. Okay, that's when we'll be finished. Okay, so for all the bussing and the cussings and anybody else out here talking shit, I don't give a fuck. Okay, that shit is not going to stop the pre from doing what the fuck I'm doing. Like I said, it is 60 motherfucking days of hell out this bitch. I don't give a fuck. That bitch should have left me the fuck alone. I told her to leave me alone. I know my temperament, right? I know how far I will fucking go, okay? And I'm telling you, you don't want to keep fucking and poking the bear when it comes to me. I am a Taurus, honey. I am a fucking bullheaded bitch by nature, okay? Like, this is just who I am, okay? I've always been this way since I was a little girl, okay? Them pictures y'all were pulling up of me as a kid, honey, I was a bullheaded bitch then. Probably worse, okay? And I got my shit together a little bit by 45, okay? But yeah, I'm always gonna be this bitch. I ain't got no fear for nobody. Not bitches, not niggas, not none of that shit. That's just what it is. So you ain't got to like that motherfucking shit. But honey, yes, I am. Keep it IT. You a Taurus, no wonder. Exactly. Yes. And I don't give up. Okay. I don't give fucking up in a fight. And that's just what it is. Okay. You said, get busy, Pete. Lance, I appreciate you. Make sure you let me know who was blocking you. And let me tell y'all something. This is for all my mods. I love you guys. I support you guys, right? This is one of my favorite loungers. Do not block him at all. I don't know who blocked him or who was timing him out. I don't know what happened. All I know is do not do that, okay? You guys know who I accept and who I don't. You guys know who I tolerate and who I don't. And maybe I'll just have a mod meeting with you guys so that we understand and get on the same page about some things. There might be some people that I don't know, things are happening, and there might be some confusion, right? But this is one of my favorite loungers right here. As a matter of fact, I'll probably mod you up, Lance, because I actually fuck with him. So make sure that you guys do not block him. Make sure that you're not blocking people unless I know about it, right? Or you got to let me know that there's something going on in the chat that I'm not aware of, whatever the case may be. And then, we'll just go from there. I'll put a list of you guys together. I'm going to put you guys on an email chain. And when I do go live, I'll probably send you guys out an email. That way you guys are aware of it, right? And then, we can keep up to date with each other on things too of what's going on. So make sure that you guys drop your email addresses to me if I don't have it already. Okay. And that's for my mods. Okay. You said, go pray. You said, and we'll be done when we're finished. Exactly. I guess I'm a Taurus. Yes, I am a Taurus. He said, facts. He said, stars. He said, I love the fire. Appreciate y'all. You said, hey, brown sugar. You said, I don't block nobody. Right. Appreciate you. You said, whoa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said, gotcha. Okay, no problem. You said, I don't know how to block. Right. You said, I'm motherfucking Samba. Hey, girl, what's happening, motherfucking Samba Queen? I appreciate you. Yo, you be changing your name all the time. The other day, you was Lady Lotus, right? Because I seen you in a chat room, and at first I thought Lady Lotus was breaking the culture, or it was AAS, right? And then I was looking in my studio, and I was like, Lady Lotus is a moderator, right? I was like, I said, oh, that's Samba Queen. That's Samba over there. I'm sick of you changing your goddamn name out this. I appreciate you, sis, for being in the building, though. You said, I'll hit your DM this morning. Okay, no problem, sis. Yeah, y'all can always hit me up on Instagram. I'm always on that Instagram, too. So, like, a lot of people that are out here do hit me on Instagram. It might take me a few days to see it. You might have to hit me up here and be like, yo, get on your Instagram or some shit like that. It might take me a couple of days, but I will pick that up really fast. And I pick up emails much faster. They come in like, all the time. You can always send a Cash App too with information. I do appreciate that. And I do send that back to you with messages as well. Okay. So I do that. And there's always different kinds of ways to get in touch with the pre. But I definitely appreciate all of you for being in the building. Make sure you guys do hit the like button. You said, hey to Samba. Great live. Hey, Trishy Poo. I appreciate you. Peace to the Troll Gang out here today. Appreciate you. You said, great live. Thank you, sis. You said, I be trolling my ass off, girl. You know it. You really do. You get on my nerves with that shit, man. You said, Samba Queen be trying to fool us, okay? You said, doing social experiments and shit. Don't make no damn sense. Trishy Poo. Yes, that's my baby. You said, DC, you keeping up with them workouts? Okay. You said, IG is lit. Yes, my IG is lit. I do have a lot of people in the lounge that be hitting me up on IG. So make sure that you guys do hit me up there because you will get a hold of me. I just got a message just now, and that motherfucker. You said, you guys are fitting to be subjects for my PhD. What? Child. We're going to be all the way with you for that, too. You said, I've been slacking, Samba. Yeah, me too, a little bit. I need to get back on that, as a matter of fact, today. But probably won't today. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. I will talk to you guys later. We will be back for 60 Days of Hell. It is coming up soon. I cannot tell you what day. It's going to be very soon. Probably the next couple of days will be the 3rd episode coming out. And guys, there is a good, for now, I can't even say how many episodes there's going to be. I'm just letting you guys know there's a lot of material I have, and I'm putting it together in shows, right? And so forth. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot more than 3 or 4 or 5 episodes of this. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's coming out in regards to breaking the culture. Y'all will be shocked at a lot of this stuff. And all of this stuff is verifiable. This isn't anything I'm making up or anything anybody has made up about her or anything like that. This is all verifiable, factual information. Okay. So yeah, honey, like I said, bitch, you should have left me alone. But since you didn't, okay, we're going to go ahead and get on into this motherfucking bullshit. You said, I've been slacking. You said, Samba is a code fam spy. You know what? You said, Vici, no, babe, I swear. You said, what? You said, I'm joking. I know she's joking. All right, listen, y'all, we out of here because I will keep on reading y'all comments and just keep going. But I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate y'all. And peace, guys. Thank you guys again for watching. Listen to a little bit of her and a little bit of P today.
That nigga said, the book is talking about. Now, well, I've wasted all my tears. Yeah, could that be? Wasted all those years
Well, if you need a soundboard.
Nothing had the chance to be.
I ain't know that shit.
Nothing ever could. Yeah.
Hey,
Come on now. Keep moving.
I grabbed this motherfucker. What is that?
I'll keep moving on.
God.
I'll keep moving on. I'll keep holding on.